And today on Truth Bomb, we're blowing up some of the hysterical claims made by Democrats about this. The new ballroom Donald Trump is building on the east wing of the White House. Oh, no, wait, sorry. That's not the proposed new ballroom. That's an image of the east wing of Buckingham Palace, which a Democrat Party social media intern used in a post complaining about the ballroom because, of course, they're so angry about the project that they can't even see straight or read what's in front of their eyes. Now, I could show you a million examples of leftist commentators melting down over this proposed idea, but for pure distilled lunacy on the subject, let's go over and see what Whoopi Goldberg and the ladies of The View think about it.
That is not your building.
Correct.
You don't own that building. That would be like me going over to Trump Tower and saying I'm going to build a disco. You know, they've wanted a disco in Trump Tower for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, come on, man. You don't own that building. That is the people's building. You don't own it.
Let's sing it.
What? You don't own it. You cannot take it down. You don't own it.
Oh, I'm very sorry to have subjected you to that, dear viewers, but what can we even begin to say about this? I mean, look, we know the left hates a party, hates a good time, are grumpy scolds with nothing fun in their lives, and they hate Donald Trump. So, of course, they hate the idea of Donald Trump putting up this big, beautiful ballroom, can you believe it, people, attached to the east wing of the White House. Now, despite the fact that the White House really has no major entertaining spaces, leaving big events like state dinners to take place literally in tents like this one set up on the south lawn. I mean, we are talking about the renovations as if the demolition was taking down half the building instead of just a small annex. You can see it there on the bottom of your screen on the east wing. Though apparently in the process we are losing such historical gems as, wait for it, Eleanor Roosevelt's reading nook in the process. Man, I tell you what, I so voted for this. But look, it's going to surprise some of you to hear me say as a conservative this, but the White House has always changed, and it always will. When Thomas Jefferson added colonnades on the east and west wings, he was criticized for being extravagant and showy. Andrew Jackson added the famous North Portico. Could you imagine the White House without that? And he was called ostentatious for his troubles. And I tell you what, as America's first populist president, Jackson might sympathize with what Trump is going through now. FDR, he famously put in a swimming pool, which Nixon turned into the White House press briefing room, but not before JFK got to enjoy it, as Donald Trump pointed out the other day.
And we had this long wall with half windows because that used to be a swimming pool on the other side of the wall. That was the swimming pool where Jackie would say, "I hear women inside. Are women inside?" Quite a famous, I'm not saying anything, this was a part of a movie. And the Secret Service said, "No, ma'am, there's no women inside, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am, you're going to have to move along. But I hear women inside." "No, ma'am, you'll have to move along, ma'am." So that was the famous swimming pool. Now it's even worse. It's for the media.
And when taxpayers, not private donors, but U.S. taxpayers, funded major works on the White House, including the construction of a basketball court when Barack Obama was president, well, everyone thought that was just great.
Sounds like you're building another wing to the White House, but we appreciate you keeping your focus.
You can't even imagine, TJ. It's going to happen for the next 2 years. All of the banging, the jackhammering, the dust, the confusion, the noise of all places to do construction is happening right here, the front lawn of the White House.
It's a 4-year renovation project. Estimated cost, $376 million.
And I don't even want to get into the way the Bidens desecrated the White House, including during this event where trans influencers went topless on the White House lawn. And well, as far as Bill Clinton is concerned, the less said about his respect for the White House, the better. But there's a greater hypocrisy here. I mean, when the hell did the left ever care about such things as historical preservation, about things like patriotism, monuments, and traditions? Aren't these the same people who have spent every waking minute of their lives since at least the 1960s screaming about the dead white men who built America, who tore down statues not just in riots but in acts of officialdom, even melted them down in some sort of weird quasi-religious orgy of frenzy? They graffitied monuments and sought to install their own new alternate revolutionary traditions in their place? Yeah, sure. Tell me again about how much they care about preserving American traditions. They're not mad, I tell you this right now, they are not mad about a ballroom. They are just, once again, entirely deranged by Trump and his addition of something that will actually be useful to the White House and future presidents, even Democrat ones. Something that won't even be done, most likely, while he is still president. But again, instead will be a gift to future generations of Americans. That's what they're mad about, and there's your truth bomb for you.